Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel. Grixis again, and we've just made some really tiny adjustments into our sideboard here. I changed one Dispel with one Spell Snare and one Fatal Push with a Surgical Extraction. Reason being that both Spell Snare and Fatal Push are very good in specific matchups. Spell Snare, for instance, really good against Storm, also good against Burn. And usually, I mean, Dispel's also good against Burn, but sometimes you find yourself, being stuck with two Dispels in hand and your opponent's playing like Eidolons or, So just diversifying a little bit there, I think can give you an advantage. And the second thing is that against most decks, except for Dredge and Hollow One, you only want to have one Surgical Extraction at all times. And yeah, so I think one Surgical is actually enough. Because against any other deck, it's overboarding. A deck where it also might be good against is KCI, but yeah, other than that, not so much. On Fatal Push, of course, great against Death Shadow. Death Shadow has become slightly more popular again, and I want to have a 1 mana additional removal spell. And the other thing is that, in my opinion, I'm one removal spell away from having a good matchup against humans. So here also diversifying the threats, the removal suit, to get humans better. So let's see. On that sideboard, looks pretty fine, pretty good. I think we helped him yesterday, Laplacian here. I think we helped him to get to his 16th unbeaten, undefeated trophy, because we were playing Infect and sadly lost against him, being 3-1. And yeah, usually, I mean, I've never lost against him before with Grixis. So usually he's really unhappy when he's playing against me, although the games are great. But yeah, so most of the time we can manage to slug through somehow. And I really have to say, like, in regards to most cards in Value Town, I think that okay, black, green elves apparently. So I'm not gonna play out Jace here. I wanna find a third untapped source. Snapcaster Mage is also not bad. If he's playing Elvish Visionary now, that's not a big deal. Then we can take a turn off to play Jace. Although, like, Visionary is good, of course, but it also makes their hands a little slower. He's not attacking. Interesting. So we can, the good thing about this is, yeah, okay, he has a company. Diamond's Elite is also very annoying. So what I was going to say is, we fortunately are able here to might be possible that Elvish Druid kills our thing here, Elvish Visionary. We've drawn all our 3 man lands, making us a little slow. But he needs to mainboard his company here. Not. Well, mates, that is definitely a mistake. Yeah, that won't be working out for you. I mean, I saw your company, that's why I didn't discard the cryptic. I think he's also German. Sounds German. Could also be Austrian. Alright, so opponent apparently doesn't have anything going anymore. I mean, he could be on another company, but excuse me. Even if he were, I think he has like 1 more forest that we know about. Yeah. And from here on out, it's looking pretty grim for our opponents. Alright, this time he's main decking it. But having P and Kieran Lar here on the board, we're receiving 3 damage. The good thing is Shaman cannot redirect it anymore. Oh no, it also loses life. I thought that might have been a thing. He has 1 card in hand, which I believe to be a 2nd forest. So I think this one ticks up there. We're just gonna keep our magic up here. And attack for 3. Yeah, I actually think that we take 4 damage here. I also don't want to activate P&Q and Lar beforehand because I don't want our Jace to take damage here, so that we can flash something back next turn. We've already taken 1 Shaman of the pack, so I'm not too worried about us dying to it. Oh, he has a card. Another company? Oh my goodness. No card. Alright. Yeah, alright. Now we have to really... I was a little ignorant there, I think. So we're taking down one of him. I want to go draw step, kill one, blow up the other one. Gonna kill the Archdruid though. Yeah, that was some sloppy play. If I had just managed the cards I knew about correctly, then I would have played this differently. Alright. Now we can be more proactive. It's still a good deck. I'm not gonna lie. This is a good deck. If you can find removal at the right points in the game, then you can easily fall behind. Keranos is on hold. So the Jan of the Veil isn't the best against like 500 creatures. Thoughtseize gonna get replaced by Collective Brutality. I generally don't like playing it. We also need a Dispel, so we're adding these three. They do have a couple of 2-drops, and there's also a new Elvish Lord that has just been spoiled in M19. I think these three are gonna go out as well. Unsure about Keranos though. I mean, it is somewhat of a game finisher. Yeah, maybe we have enough to fight to get it out. So an Elvish Lord that costs 2 mana, which is quite interesting. So we're killing his 1, and then we're playing Collective Brutality on 2 and hopefully discarding the Logic Knot taking something. The question is, I think I want to go with a fail push here, and the reason being that they board in Nissa post-board, so that our lightning bolt can still hit the planeswalker if that's necessary. And that will Sentinel. No play. Interesting. Okay, Top Pit is pretty good for a variety of reasons. Good pickup there. They'll lead this Stampede, usually netting them like 3 to 4 creature cards. And having to play Shaman of the Pack for like on an empty board, never. That's not a feel good. That is not a feel good. Alright, next turn we can go Liliana. Keep up stuff. He still has Diver's Elite. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead here. Because there's always some shenanigans if you wait, you know? You could run into a Cord, you could run into all kinds of things. That's also certainly not ideal. And that's just beautiful. And of course, from here on out, it's gonna be hard to beat us. If we get to our turn again, then we have a counterspell and sad. Our two. Yeah, I can't imagine this being fun for an Elvish player. Now, Liliana doubles down as a win condition for us, so we don't even need to do anything anymore. We can just lay back, counter some important things. Don't think this counts as important. Yeah, it's a 2-for-1, but you know, we have Liliana. Liliana. Ooh, Pendelhaven. That's a cool card. So he would be willing to trade here. I'm gonna take the 2 damage. No. Killing that there with the Terminate might have been a little bit over the top, but I wanted to see if he plays something else first, and then I want to have my hands free for the Lodging Out, because yeah, I don't know why he's not cording, like, you know, when he really has the means to. This is just awkward. He should have obviously corded on his turn, but he only would have been able to cord for 2, so maybe there's not a good hit for 2 or with 2. Alright, now we're gonna kill the Pendelhaven here. This spell is a good card, but we have the Ground Gum Dub. Can probably play Jace. Zuri. He's putting a shield on that other elf, but we don't intend to kill it anyway. Just wanna... Also, I didn't know that Moto recognized it as regeneration shields. That's really interesting. Yeah, we don't want to kill your thing, man. It's all good. Do as you wish. Oh, a big cord for 7. That's not bad. That is not bad. Lanois and Sylvan Messenger. So another one of these. Certainly something that we need to deal with in time. Yeah, we could fatal push like a Nels and a No. Just ultimate Liliana here, but I want to counter the other Elvish thing. And test Trample, that's a little... That is annoying, not gonna lie. Why does he only have 1 card in hand? Didn't he put 2 cards in his deck? Alright. Off to round number 2. No, I'm taking a quick break, guys. See you right back. Alright, guys, welcome to round number 2. We have, I don't want to say rape, but yeah, we have abused those elves there. It wasn't even funny. How are we standing with our new cyborg tech? Actually, pretty good. Fatal push. I don't want to say crucial in that matchup, but it was alright. Spell snare is also okay. So, happy with having an additional cyborg option in that matchup that just costs 1 mana and doesn't rely on us having reds or multiple reds. But that's the thing, like, that's why I don't like having fatal pushes in the main board, because most of the time, I mean, humans can be rough because of their disruption package, but most of the time we have the means to fight through. It's a tough keep. Might be a little bit too loose here. But if we have 3 mana, we can get up to Nimble. And we're playing a deck that does indeed have. So I think I'm taking Voice of Resurgence here. He might not yet be able to play it, but it's definitely the most annoying card in his deck. And we can handle a turn 2 ooze. Alright. So our opponent basically had the same risky business as we have. Still waiting for come on, lads. So I think we're getting clicked here. No, we're not. We're getting clicked end of turn. Yeah, don't think that he's taking anything. Because the spell queller is limiting our options of doing anything. Alright. Liliana doesn't sound super bad, I have to say. I think we're just gonna counter this, get a land, and then next turn go Liliana and keep up bludgeoning knots. Sounds fun. At least he's one mana short now to activate his Scavenging Township. Alright. I think he still has at least one more spell queller in hands. And we somehow need to get rid of that Dealing Click. And I'm fine with this. Like, Liliana soaking up a little bit of damage. It's pretty alright. Alright, so next turn we can go P and K and keep our logic knots. Yeah, he definitely has another spell queller there. What? Return to hand? Shit. That was wrong anyway. Good that he's taking this cryptic. Alright. The Gavany Township is definitely annoying. Let's see what we can do here. If we go Snap Bolt, maybe we can draw a land here, a red source though, and no. It's probably bounce draw. Not gonna lie, Terminate itself is a good card. We need to play it now because he's gonna click us, which means he can't activate Gavany Township. Voice of Resurgence at least gonna grow to be a 2/2. He has a path to exile in hand as well, but we cannot, yeah. Just need to have our hands free. He's gonna take the PNK, I assume. Tarmogoyf as well. That is not good. So one of the cards in his hand is tap and bounce. We need to find an additional land to be able to use Snapcaster Mage, because otherwise we cannot get rid of the Goyf. We need the Terminate. The fuck's... yeah, alright. Alright. But I think this works out. Shocking here. Return. Kill that. And then Snapcaster Mage, terminate that one. Alright, sure. So he still does have a path to exile, which we have to be mindful of. What's in my... We could counter the ability here. For 3, we do have logic not to counter. Oh man. I don't think it's worth it. Rising Canopy. Alright, so he's attacking. I think we're just gonna activate a Warner roll. He will try to blow it up. And then we have 3 mana left. Could also double block it. So it becomes problematic if he has a company as his last card in hand. Then does have another path. Alright. Nope. So he's going to try to activate Gavany Township. Alright, this works out fine for us. Because now we can't activate Gavany, we can block the Noble. Then have a Snapcaster Mage up to return Nimble and make him discard here. Could also just return a Snapcaster Mage, of course. Maybe that's a little safer. Okay, I'm actually not unhappy to have caught the Ghost Quarter there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, yeah, that's still okay. Alright, Snapcaster Mage. I mean, is it even necessary? No, it's not really, right? But it doesn't matter which way we do it, we can. Get it done here. Now we have lethal on board. Yeah. Alright, that was a close one, guys. And a super risky keep in the beginning, but it turned out well. Alright, since they have so many 3 toughness flyers, I'm gonna cut a little bit on Painkiller. Liliana's both aren't bad, gotta say. Steadicast is great. Nimble also isn't bad necessarily. Alright. So usually in these creature match-ups, I board out the Nimble. I'll also board out the Liliana here. Reason being that it's just not good against a very creature-centric deck. And I stand by that. We need a couple of, but of course it's different here. We need a couple of counter spells in order to be able to counter the Spell Queller. And Nimble counters the triggered ability of Spell Queller, which basically renders Spell Queller irrelevant. And then, in addition to that, draws us a card. So it makes the Spell Queller somewhat awkward. I think I'm still gonna go against the Thoughtseizes, although he's playing the Spell Quellers. And then board out 2 Nimbles. Maybe only have one as its Steadicaster. Something like this. The thing about this banned company list is that it's a little more reactive than other shells, and therefore frequently doesn't start off with a turn 1 Noble Hierarch. So I think we're gonna fetch for 3 here. Inquisition is gonna be good down the road. But right now I think we need to dig for removal. He doesn't even have a... oh my god. Man, that was super risky of him. Playing against a Grixis deck without having any second land drop. That is insane. But now it's being smoothed over. So we're already taking big hits here. And our opponent obviously does have a Spell Queller again. So we could do a variety of things here. We could kill the Noble Hierarch without Kolgan's command, flip the Jace, during combat only take 2 and then have 1 at bay. I actually don't unlike that, because we know he's stuck on mana. And therefore this could be a pretty good option. Also, in order to prevent additional spell quarters from coming down. Alright. Okay, didn't work out. Opponent too lucky. Too fortunate. Alright, I'm blocking here, and then we're gonna flip the Jace. Oh man. Taking 2. I think that we need to keep digging for removal here. This is not working out well, not gonna lie. So again, we could kill the voice, but that doesn't make any sense. Next turn we can deploy Kyranos. As always, Knight of the Reliquary is a little bit annoying. Yeah. He can use the knight in order to get a land, but that will not be enough for the ooze to grow out of bolt range. And then next turn we're gonna go Cryptic, bounce the knight. So again, we're acting on a very slim margin here. Obviously, if he does have another spell quarter, we're just plain dead. Okay, is there anything we want to change? I think I want to put Liliana back in. So we got rid of counter magic except for spell snare after all. I think I'm gonna start with the One Ring Funeral here. So we have a double spell turn 2. If we had chosen to, or if our opponent would have wanted it to happen. Alright, we're taking Spell Queller here. And then we're just trying to get to Keranos. Okay, he's just drawing lands apparently. The good thing is that Keranos cannot be countered by a Spell Queller, and on the other side, Unified Will needs him to have creatures in play before, and he'll only be at 4 mana when we're reaching 5. So I don't think there's a way for him to counter it. And since there isn't a way to counter it, he also doesn't have a way to remove it. Unless we somehow manage to activate the thing. Alright, now we could have a Unified Will, and therefore I'm gonna shoot him first here and try to kill it with Lightning Bolt instead of risking our Terminate here. Yeah, I think this is his last straw. Like, he needs to have Talus Tracker make an impact here. And now Keranos and Kirin Lore can together kill 4 toughness creatures, 5 toughness creatures, and up to 7 toughness creatures if we draw another land. So that is pretty neat. Alright. And the Township. Just gonna terminate the crap out of that thing. Oh yeah. Always happy to trade here. Because we have ways of getting it back, we have multiple copies of it, and I wanted to get rid of the elemental anyway. So this way we don't. So what happens if he does have a spell cutter? Okay, he doesn't. And there's another card that's just gonna be dead now, and that is Unified Will. I cannot Unified Will us anymore. Wait. Return and discards. And we can even loop Piankiran Lar one more time, which means that at that point oh man, overflow of riches here. All right. So we're just gonna attack with the two Thopters and then block him with the Snapcaster Mage. Hope that we're not losing against a single Glyph here. That'd be horrendous. But we can even race it. That's not a good play. He should have kept that bird in his hand, because our Keranos is just gonna kill it. Let's see what he attacks. Actually, don't mind him attacking us or Jace. Don't think I'm gonna do anything against it, yeah. Because he's dealing 4 damage, we are. No. Realizing his mistake. Alright, Bond Company. Sometimes they're quite difficult matchup because yeah, all the counter magic that they combine with the threats on board is more than annoying. Hope you enjoyed the round and see you in round number 3. Alright, welcome to round number 3. I was just beginning to start to wonder when Moto's gonna crash, because it's been a couple of hours between my last game and this one. And right when I came back, it was like, you know, do you want to quit or do you want to restart Magic Online? I was like, yes. That is exactly what I remember. Also, I don't understand the notion of women always wanting to drink coffee with you some of the mysteries of life. You know, if women and men had just more similar ways of dating, would make everything so much easier. But no, you always get to know each other. But that's just the time filler until we find an opponent here. And my brain is functional again. Because I don't feel... Alright. A little desk stretching here. And now we're playing a samurai. Couldn't get any worse. Alright, I mean, we do have a decent hand as soon as we draw a black source. But if we're playing against creatures, then oops, at least we have a bolt. And if we're playing against Tron, as almost every second game, then that doesn't matter anyway. It is our most beloved of decks. Maybe the best deck ever created in the history of mankind. It is not Hollow 1, but it is Hollow 2. It comes along with the Bloodghast, which is very upsetting. I will stand corrected. It appears to feature 2 Bloodghasts. So I wanted to get rid of 1 Bloodghast here. Just so if he does have a land drop, it makes it a little bit awkward for him as to when to play it. Yeah, right. Because now he's throwing a Bloodghast into combat. And we're taking it. Right. There is a land drop. Now we're on the counter attack here. Bloodghasts against Snapcasters. Ambush Viper against a Lightning Bolt. Alright. Alright then. We're packing the cavalry. Might be a collective brutality, and that would actually hurt us a lot. If he goes -2/-2 and discard, that would be really bad. Yep. But we couldn't anticipate that, really. So we'd go to 13 if we didn't block here. Does he have another Lightning Bolt? Very possible. 2 Flamewake Phoenixes. Oh. I'm gonna say fuck it. Oh yes, he discarded 3 lands. That must be a great feeling. Alright. We actually need both of these cards in order to deploy the Liliana, and Liliana is pretty good on the board. So she also returns our Colorgon's command. Yeah, I think and I think we need to shock the Steamans here, because the Flamewake Phoenixes are a real problem right now. If we can manage to somehow keep them in the graveyard and get rid of a big threat, that'd be excellent. Yeah, I know they're coming back. They probably still have a land to play. Lingering Soul's also very annoying. This is really bullshit. Just bullshit. Now they can even flash back the Lingering Souls. So the thing is that in order to deploy Liliana, we probably need to discard the Terminate, which of course isn't great. Also, we move down to 10 life, which allows our opponent to just attack us. We probably don't have a chance here, an option. We could of course just not go with Liliana and just fetch this, but then I don't see a way out of this at all. So the question is, do we play Zero Visions or do we just tick up here? The problem is that Liliana instantly dies then, if we just tick up. Could of course also take down Jace and either Zero Visions or Snapcaster and then snap Zero Visions. Therefore would keep Liliana in our hand one turn. Could blow up Bloodghast again. Turn the Snapcaster, but Snapcaster is probably going to be relevant down the road. Look here first. Nimble. Swamp would be important to Kolaghan's command and still be able to PN Kieran in the same turn. So we're taking 6 here. The next turn we can go Liliana, take her down, bring back PN Kieran Lar, take Jace up, and then take 1. Then we'd be at 3, and any additional lightning bolt would be lethal. Oh great, they also have a Goma Ganger. That is just awesome. Yeah, then I don't think that we can win now. And another Bloodcast, yoo-hoo. Alright, Spell Snare is pretty good in the matchup. Fatal Push is not super bad, but also not super good. Is it Zedicaster? Definitely going to be a thing. And then we have to turn to our worst spells here to fill up the slots. Maybe 1 Fulminator Mage, 1 Fatal Push, just to make Kalitas a little better. I don't want to be stuck with Logic Knots. For a variety of reasons. So we're going to try to find Kalitas as fast as possible. Alternatively, alright. Probably need to top is it Steadycaster, because we might otherwise not be able to. Alright. A little slower start here. I was gonna say, because otherwise we might not be able, like if he has a hollow one turn 1, then we just have to shit on our collective brutality. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do here. Also not gonna shock. Would surprise me severely if he played like 4-color Blood Moon. Could of course go after the Steam Vents, but I'm gonna do that next turn, not this one. Because right now I don't care about Lingering Souls anyway. Apparently this doesn't have access to black yet, therefore we're not going to do this anyway. Alright, so he does have black. He wants to Thoughtseize us. So I think I'm just going to go after the white source here. Seems to be the most adequate target. Alright, this is a bottom, this is a top. We need to find the Kalitas. As its Steadycaster can only keep this game going for so long. Alright. We could bounce Leyline, of course, in order to have something in our graveyard again, but don't think it's that important. Come on. And some part of me wants to keep its Steadycaster on top here. And I think that's worth it. Just because if he kills our Steadycaster and the second copy also can get then we can get rid of Flamewake Phoenixes as well, which is pretty nice. Yeah, he's obviously looking for ways to get rid of all of our stuff. Discard our colors, come on, interesting. Sadly, our Steadycaster isn't dealing any damage to him. If it was like a 1-4 or 1-3, then this card would just be amazing. But you can't have everything. It's by itself holding him in check, and that is already a lot. So we have enough mana for the whole game, basically. It's just one card that we need to draw before he draws. And lightning bolts. It's possible that he discard, like, I mean, he brought in all the Leyline of the Void. It's possible that he's not even playing lightning bolt anymore. And if he isn't, yep. Nimble Obstructionist, there we go. Now it's just a matter of time. Another looting here. Yeah, and at this point, like, I would assume that he boarded out lightning bolts. And that can just be good for us. Doo-doo. P and K. All right. I think I'm gonna take a fail push again. Put in another Liliana, just because he has so many tokens and so many generators there. Actually, Fulminator Mage might also be worth considering. Yeah, but other than that, not really. Yeah. I mean, of course, it's not super good against a Hollow One deck, but it can do some stuff, and that's important. Also, we can fight on the first couple of turns. Okay. So now the thing is, oh man. Oh man. What's the best play here? I mean, we need to kill a Flameblade Adept, definitely. Spell Snare is gonna be good against a lore, but not against anything else. And we would need to shock something as well if we wanted to Inquisition him, so I think we're just keeping it open for a Lightning Bolt. And then next turn go Inquisition and have Spell Snare up. Still gonna do this because now we kind of committed to it. Okay, there's a Brutality. Yep. And he didn't discard anything, which is significant as well. Alright. His opponent might be a little bit scared. Brought back in the bolts. Oh. Oh. Now we got something that we can work with. Alright, top. Shock this, go. Souls. Yep. But he's not gonna get any more than these, and we are taking a look at his hand, which is also, and his deck, which is not to be. Okay, he has a horrible hand. Only 3 lingering souls in his deck. 4 bloodgust still. Cold cheese. He took out the the void thing, so he wasn't happy with that. Flamewake Phoenix. All right. Interesting that he. Yeah, I think he completely reboarded or unboarded here. Sure. It's a little sad because I would want to have the PNK that is waiting there. He's gonna play the Phoenix now. And I believe that we're just gonna go return and kill in order to get PNK. Have something on board against these fuckers. He actually drew something. Something relevant. So we know that he doesn't have anything left in his hands but a land. I want to get Jace down because yeah, I think it's worth it to skip on the PNK here. To save a little bit of life, get rid of that one, then get the Jace down to permanently get rid of the Phoenix. We're still gonna draw into it, but just a little slower this way. Now he's taking the Jace again. That's pretty bad. Yeah, just going with the Angler and exiling the Flamewave Phoenix. But I'm actually okay with that. Alright, 2 Serum Visions can probably set us up. Bottom, also bottom right. It's not good on the board here. Yes, Leon is a good card. Not only on this board, but in general. There's a Jason, there's a Kalitas. Top. Tesker, the Golden Fang. Sure. Yeah, but you were just gonna shrink this one down in order to deploy our Kalitas. Don't care about the spirit right now. Now at least we have full information. Discard. Okay. So he's just in full looting modes. And is going to discard again. Interesting. Sure. And now we have a variety of options here. Sadly, none of which include killing that spirit. But on the other hand, do have a light bolt to kill off the Jace, the Tesker. You know what's missing on the stream? Classical music. And I bet that like Beethoven and stuff do not have patterns anymore. You're just about to play them. Maybe that's the thing we're going to do. Alright guys, off to round number 4. Man, this seems Wildberry. Alright. Pretty good. And about Hull 1, that's really, like, I really have to say, I have underappreciated. Like, in the beginning, I was all into Kalitas, like, bought, like, when it was spoiled, I bought it for, like, $2, because nobody was playing it, and I knew that was, you know, my missing piece for Modern, and then it went up to, like, I don't know, $30, $35 at one point, and I sold a couple of copies. And since then, Modern has come a long way. And against Hollow One, like against Dredge, it's actually a little too slow. Most of the time you just cannot tab out for it. But against Hollow One you can fight many of the big threats and slow him down, and then Kalita is actually pretty good. So I have to say that I like him better against Hollow One than I like him against Dredge, although Hollow One by itself is a faster strategy. Yeah, pretty cool. Prey 01. On the draw with a lot of lands. Yeah, why not? We have 0 visions, right? And if this is a control mirror, that'd be awesome. Alright, it's not a control mirror. Sheltered Thicket most of the time means that we're running head first into a scape shift guy. P and Kieran Lar, probably not the thing we want. But you can never complain about a Snapcaster. You must also have a pretty good hand, because like usually you don't keep nothing go with Valakut escape shift. Yeah, Farseek. And another Valakut. Yeah, this is already getting problematic here. 2 Valakuts are almost unbeatable for a control deck that is relying on your opponent to interact with you. Because the Valakuts are always shooting down our fucking creatures. Bloodbraid, no. There's a couple of things that we can do, or could potentially do. Could on the one hand try to get rid of the wooded foothills there. But the Eldrazi spawn gives him the ability to still play a Titan. The wooded foothills is his 4th mountain though. Yeah, we cannot bank on him not having a Titan, right? Well, we can basically choose our poison here. Okay, Bloodbraid Elf is not too hard to deal with. Lightning Bolt is also not a big deal. And the forest, sure. Alright, he wants to cycle an Anger of the Gods here. Yeah, as I said, we could counter this if we had a yeah, as well as Ring Suns, sure, not Anger of the Gods. If we had a Logic Knot, then I would nimble it, but as it stands, that's just not a feasible option here. So 5 mountains, and for each additional mountain we're taking 6 damage, which is almost impossible for us to overcome. So if we're killing a Valakut here, then we're basically killing our own Nimble and taking 3 afterwards, but that's still better than just taking 6 a turn. Another Valakut. So great. Two, 4, yeah. Escape Shift's actually a little more frightening than Titan is. Now, of course, I mean, come on. He still has Titan mana, so we can't really do anything about this. Yeah. We're basically taking... We're taking 9 damage now. Would I just die next turn? Also comes into play untapped, which is also a freaking joke. So we cannot even bounce the Valakut or something. And this is a mistake. He should have done that post-combat, because for him it doesn't change anything, but now we're taking a little bit less damage. So we could counter draw, could also counter bounce a Valakut. And if we did so, then if we draw a Kolaghan's command, we could discard it. But that seems to be unlikely. So we can counter one trigger of Valakut with our Nimble. But not the other one. Yeah, two Valakuts just insane. We even have a decent clock, like together with the nimble and the logic knot backup, we would probably be able to raise him if he just had one Valakut. But having two Valakuts is almost impossible here. Yeah, go with Summoner's Pact. It's actually still one of the best things that could happen to us. Alright, we're gonna counter the trigger and then just kill the Blood Braid. Alright, now we need to find something. Colligan's Command is one of the most important cards. Another Cryptic would also be great. Okay, Jace, you are not what I was looking for. Okay. None of this. Oh my god. I mean, Snapcaster doesn't do anything here. No. You can get a bolt and down to 10. Probably still take us too many turns. Yeah, but there's no way where we can discard that one. Of course, we're 1 mana short now to keep up Logic Knot and attack with Creeping Tar-Pit. Therefore, I'm not going to attack. Yep. Lucky bastard. Well, we can get there. We can definitely get there. Alright, I'm gonna cut one of these, get 2 of these in. When I fulminator, and probably go with Kalitas instead of P and K, because he has lifelink, and lifelink matters here. Position 1 out. Alright, Terminates are still super relevant against all the creatures that he has. Surgical. I mean, if we get a Valakut, we basically win. Not all the time, but many a time. Maybe we can get rid of one of these. So I think I'm going to start things off with Tar-Pit here and not instantly have a look at his hand because I want to have Spell Snare up for his turn 2. So I thought he's taking Bloodbraid Elf. We're probably just gonna go after the tracker and then counter Farseek with our spell snare. Could of course also, like, if he plays Farseek over Sakura Tribe Elder, I'm just gonna let it resolve. Yeah, letting that resolve in order to save some life for us. So now we have the cryptic command up the turn afterwards. But the most scary thing that he can play that turn. Oh, he has a Farseek as well. Yeah. I guess he'll also play Sakura Tribe Elder here. He has enough lands. And why wouldn't he, right? So now, of course, he has Mana for Titan. Therefore, we're not gonna attack with the top hit. As long as he doesn't have a Valakut, I don't really care what's going on here. We can play the control match. Actually think that is fine. Yeah, he's already being careful here with the amount of mounts he fetches. Because he knows that could end up poorly. That was awkward. I was sneezing and burping at the same time. And there we go. Carnage Tyrant can be countered. Great. And also has trample and hexproof. Awesome! This is just the best day ever. Yeah, that is certainly somewhat lucky for opponent that he drew that there. Now, of course, it's super hard for us to win this game. Oh man. Fucking Carnage Tyrant. We could have potentially raised him if this is obnoxious. Like, why would you print such a card? Can't be countered, hexproof and trample. Fuck. Oh man. Oh yes, great. Modal legging there. So let's have one more look at our what we're gonna draw. Yeah, trample fucks all of this. Like we can't even chump block. Unreal. Now I'm a little pissed, I have to say. Moving to this. Oh man. Hope that I'm not running into a Carnage Tyrant at GP, but I'm gonna be so mad at my opponent. But a good friend of mine is also playing Scapeshift, and he's also going to be playing, probably bringing the Carnage Tyrant to the table. And yeah. What the fuck? Why do I have 1 quadrillion? Just a second, I need to have a look at something here. The fuck is this? Fucking joke. Okay, we're probably taking here one bigger hit, 3 or 4, and then we might be able to stabilize next turn, unless he plays a Titan, a Karn here. Karn would be really bad for us. Okay, apparently reconsidered. So we're not facing a Titan here, which I already like. And we're being hit by 6 in fact. Which is certainly not great. So now, what are we gonna do? We could directly play out P&Q and Lar. The problem is the Blinkmoth Nexus here. So if he activated this, blah, does this, we kill these 2. Is there a way we lose to this singular Blinkmoth Nexus? If he has another mana source, we take 2, go to 8. Hopefully not. Yeah, with the Ravager, there definitely would be a way. Okay. This doesn't seem to be the most optimal line here. Probably would have liked to attack with that one too. And with like drawing the bolt as well, I'll wait for one more turn to deploy the P&Q and Lar. Because now we can actually get rid of both with Nexi. If we choose to. Okay. would argue that this couldn't have gone worse for our opponent. Do want to save the color guns for command for that cranial plating there. Yeah. So Galvanic Blast this, activate this. There's no way he kills us with that one, right? And then we just keep spitting PNK and Lars onto the battlefield. That'd be alright. Okay, another plating. Alright. So, I think we're just gonna go with PNK here. Attack for 3. And then wait for the blow. So by activating the Igmoth Nexus with this one, he cannot instantaneously switch the platings. Therefore, I'm just going to take the hit from Igmoth, probably go to 9, kill the Volt Scourge. Also, he's going to pump it with this one. He might consider not even pumping this, just to don't... I mean, it doesn't even matter. Like, if we go to 9, then any additional impact point is lethal. So... We could bounce the cranial plating and thus activate our Inquisition. Don't even need to use that one. Oh, Master Ethereum. That's actually quite a good one. So if he attacks with the Mem Knight, I'm gonna block with PP and Kirin, because that shrinks his master down. We just need to stay alive this turn. The next turn we can just kill him with the bolt. We also have 2 more bolts in our graveyard. Oh no, not Bone Ravager. Yeah. But I don't think it matters. We can just kill him. Alright, Spellsnare is actually pretty good here. This one is alright. Fatal Push is also not bad. We can play Collective Brutality. I want to throw this one out. One of these. A little bit of counter magic. Nimble Obstruction also isn't great. Rather have Fulminages. Oh man, got some important stuff to do. I'm not concentrated right now. Shouldn't have looked at my emails. That was a tough keep. He's on mulligan. Yeah, maybe let's keep it. Field of Ruin basically counts as a spell. And therefore, okay. Interesting. I have never had any affinity player that bought Rest in Peace against me. Okay. So Mox Opal still not online. And if we kill these two, then Glimmer Void will just perish to exist. Archon Ravager is a good one though. Sadly, we cannot counter anything here. Oh my god. So he has 3 artifacts. We need a removal spell. Almost desperately here. Okay, there's a removal spell. So just going with Liliana here isn't going to be enough. I definitely want to bolt the Archon Ravager. And I probably also want to kill the Igmoth Nexus, right? So what happens if we just Field of Ruin here? Grab us a red source, kill the Archon Ravager. He might of course sack all 3, but that'd be weird. Of course, then he would also lose his Glimmer Void, so... Ah, no, he wouldn't, because of the Archon Ravager itself, but... So let's see. Yeah, he can't do that. What just happened? I think a mistake happened here. I think he sacrificed its Archon Ravage to himself. Yes?
Hi. Gehst du nochmal aus dem Haus?
Ja.
Okay. Ganz egal. Ich hätte uns gefragt, ob ich Kilian den Schlüssel geben kann, weil er wahrscheinlich lange nach Hause kommt und dann hätte ich ihm einen Schlüssel geben, um quasi nicht aufbleiben zu müssen. Aber das ist okay.
Ne, ich bin wahrscheinlich selbst erst um 11 oder so wieder da.
Ja, okay. Nee, alles gut. Weil er kommt jetzt ja gleich her, legt seine Sachen ab und dann muss ich nochmal arbeiten und er geht zu einem Bonding-Event und das hat für mich natürlich praktischer gewesen.
Ja.
Aber alles gut.
Okay. Alright, I'm back in the game. Yes, we're taking a little bit of damage here, 3 to be exact, and that's of course not a big deal yet. So another rest in peace, just to make sure. Yeah, that's why rest in peace, like by itself, is just not a very good card. Yeah, we're just gonna go with Liliana. Next turn, in combination with always a Steadycaster, we can kill the Ornithopter and anything except for a champion. Oh my god. Alright, so now he can kill our Liliana, and that's upsetting. Okay, now we actually do have a problem. Alright, damn this shit. Come on. Damn it. Alright. Yeah, it's looking grim right now. Without removal spell, don't think that we will last longer. And we don't actually need like a lot. We just need like basically something that deals 1 damage. Come on. Alright. Let's concentrate on the last game here. So our opponent's likely to have still or to still do have the recipes in, but I don't actually really care about that. We already outboarded a lot, like all 2 logic, 1 logic knot, and a couple of other cards that depend on the graveyard. So for that reason, that is fine. Did he keep a no-lander? No. That would have been bold. Bold, get it? Just kidding. So I guess we're just killing the Steel Overseer, taking 1 here. Doesn't even attack. So apparently perfect. Could of course just, but the Ornithopter by itself is already annoying enough for us to not play around here. All right. So, what's your last card? Yeah, another Mox Opal. I was deducing that from the way he played it. So we could filter through in the Blinkmoth Nexus. Sooner or later we need to get rid of the cranial plating though. Yeah, we have exactly 6, so I mean, not that it mattered. Just killing the Overseer here. Going for the Blinkmoth. Yeah, I feel like we'll like all of these. Oops. Displaying like 300 cranial platings and no edge champion. Yeah, I don't mind. Can easily block here. And then next turn, we're just gonna attack here. And then upkeep. On draw step. Go, return and discard. And then next turn he loses. Whoops. Alright. I thought he'd just give him up already. Right. GG's opponent. Alright. Good games. Hope you enjoyed it. Pretty happy with our new sideboard tech. I'll talk about it in the next game or video I'll make. But right now I need to go. Have a good day, guys.